Okay, so seemingly the elf invasion slash devil arc of Black Clover has wrapped up in the anime right now, but the fact that we are really close to where the manga is right now also raises some questions on the longevity of this anime. But either way, man, between the final battle with the devil, Yami swiping from miles away, giving that blow, Asta and Yuno combined working together, oh my gosh, the first Wizard King going in, Nero showing how freaking awesome she is, Lit showing just, I don't even know, some crazy light spirit bomb crazy shit that he did. Like, Black Clover anime, baby. Black Clover greatness. Let's talk about it. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. So Black Clover episodes, I want to say 118 through 120 were the last 3 episodes since I've talked about the anime, with 117. And it's been crazy that they actually have just now wrapped up the entirety of the elf arc, the devil arc, and all the madness that been going on. And boy, was it madness, because I mean, for starters, the devil definitely very interesting character, very interesting how freaking strong he is, because you got to think for a second. Hold up, how many people did it take to take this dude down? He had pretty much all of the magic knights and the captains and everything at bay, which, don't get me wrong, there's the argument to throw that, remember, they were just fighting for their lives in a neck-to-neck battle against the elves, getting whipped down. So not everybody was capable of jumping in on the battle, and of course we had people separated from this. We didn't have like Nozel, we didn't have a lot of different people. Fuegoleon wasn't able to, jump in the battle. So there was people separated from the fight, but it just is a testament to just how strong these devils are. And I gotta say devils now, because of course we saw with Asta and all of that stuff towards the end of one of the latest episodes. But it just is a testament to, like, these dudes is no joke. When you have the first Wizard King, arguably one of the strongest wizards of all of Black Clover, you have him, you have Lit, you have Asta and Yuno, with Asta having his power-up, Yuno having his power-up, Yami, one of the Magic Knight captains and shit like that. You got all of them jumping him, and it took all of that to take him down. It took a combination of just the strongest wizards in the Clover Kingdom to put this dude at bay. So that right there is a testament and foreshadowing to potentially what's to come, assuming that we're going to see more devils playing a part in the battles and stuff like that, because we know now 100% that there's at the very least one more devil, the one that's inside of Asta, and if there's multiple ones, there's a possibility that there's a large plethora of devils out there, and if they're anything on the level of what this dude is capable of, it's going to be a problem, because I mean, don't get me wrong, and it's interesting because I was just talking about this in a villain in Boruto and shit like that, but the devil using a common trait that I've seen already in quite a few villains and shown in manga and anime, where his heart is basically the nucleus, and if you don't get rid of the heart, you can't take him out because he could keep regenerating, a la like Cell with his nucleus mind, that you had to take that out. So nothing new per se there. I feel as though once again, and I said this with the manga, but I'll say it again with the anime, a lot of traits and elements with this one is borrowed concepts and ideas, but again, twisting them and kind of throwing them on their head, so to speak, because it's like, okay, you got the first Wizard King there. You're immediately thinking, which I thought with the manga for the longest, I had videos theorizing like, oh, that gotta be, that's Asta and Yuno's father or something like that. No, that doesn't really go there. And then, there was some talks about, well, maybe Lit, maybe there's a relation there. And the only thing with Lit is, and it was kind of vague and left unclear, but it pretty obvious for the most part, that Yuno had the spirit of Lit's unborn child, or was the child born yet? No, I'm not sure, but that's why probably Yuno was able to overcome, because like, what much of a fight is a newborn gonna put up when it comes to having that, spirit control and shit like that of the mind. So again, no relation there, which a lot of people again were thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like a Minato from Naruto, but Tabata again tricked everybody in a sense of like leading up like, yeah, it's very similar. Like I won't deny it. It is similar. There's a lot of stuff like with the first Wizard King having the stone and like the patches of him being stone and shit like that reminded me of Edo Tensei with them being all kind of messed up and shit like that in Minato. So you see the elements are kind of there. Like you would even throw the argument that people thought for a minute, who knows, maybe this girl Nero is the mom. Nero and the first Wizard King are Asta and Yuno's parents. But again, all of that was dispelled with the latest, last few episodes, which is like, oh, well, this is 500 years ago, and no. I want to say it was 117 where we had the wrap up of the past, of the flashback with Lumiere versus Lit, when Lit went crazy and shit like that. That was dope. Honestly, to put a blank statement on all of it, the art and animation for pretty much all of these episodes were from good, like average good, to pretty damn awesome and great. There was no bad points where I could throw out like, yo, that was just freaking horrible, like, oh my god. Like they, for the most part, treated this as, hey, this is the climax and conclusion of a major arc. Let's not play around with this. Let's not mess this up, because this is a big deal. Like, if you think about it, this has been, and I've said this before, foreshadowed since episode 1 about the first Wizard King and the big battle he had against the demon and everything. So I'm glad that they didn't kind of drop the ball on this one. They, for the most part, kept it consistent, and it was cool also how they transitioned out the old intro to use footage from the latest episodes of, when Lit turned into the big monster and everything, and some of the footage of Lumiere and stuff like that. I thought that was a nice little touch to change things up a little bit, even though following this arc, that intro hopefully won't be used anymore because it's not valid. I'm also glad a lot of characters got closure in this one, because there was a lot of closure that was, or a lot of things that were left unsaid. Lumiere, when he had to say goodbye to Lit and vice versa, like, the last time they seen each other, it was like Lumiere having to slay him before he took down, and killed everyone. So they got that goodbye, and also just showcasing that it wasn't left on some ugly terms, and that, Lit never doubted that Lumiere cared, and all of that good stuff. I feel as though Patry and William Vengeance, and I felt this with the manga, and I say it again, is kind of like if I was Yami and I saw William Vengeance and I saw Patry and all these dudes, you think I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll take you to the body of the Wizard King. I know you care. Motherfucker, you the one who did it. You did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here with that shit. So I was a little bit conflicted and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still throw all day. Yami did his thing. You had Asta, Yuno, but Yami from like 10 miles away with Charlotte right there, and he's like, wham! And gives the blow that gives enough time for Asta to hit that dude with one final blow. So Yami shined very heavily in this one, and I loved it. I feel as though I wish we was back in the days. If we was like 20 years ago, Yami would be the main character, a big buff, grown motherfucker. But, well, then again, he'd also be like 16, because that's how they used to do things, like look at Jotaro Kujo and shit like that. But Yami shined or whatever, but I wasn't a big fan of him. Like, yeah, okay, I'll take you to see the first, or the Wizard King Julius. I don't know, did I call him the first? To go see Julius and shit like that. But William Vengeance, I don't feel bad for him at all. Patry getting to return after him saying goodbye to Lit and stuff like that. Like, there was a couple of different things with these episodes that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't really care for Patry getting to come back, and is like, no, there should be no happy ending for you. There should be, like, how you getting this artificial Lit body after you just said bye and you was going off and redemption, and then we got this clown want to bring you back and shit. Like, yeah, wasn't a fan of that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this arc, the ending, which it's always a common theme with most anime and manga, not all, but most, where the ending kind of just falls a little flat. And there was a couple of different things. And oh boy, speaking of, the return of Julius, that was very controversial in the manga. People hated it. The anime, we still got like an episode or two to explain why he's back, but I've seen people trashing it as well. When you get the explanation, then you make up your mind. For now, you still don't know exactly what's going on with Julius. Obviously, you can see he's younger. And there is some explanation, so it's not going to be complete BS, and we'll talk about it in the next video once they give us the explanation of all that. But yeah, there's a lot of controversial shit with the end of this arc. Like, everything leading up until this point was solid and shit like that, but there were a couple things, like, again, Patry, get away. William Vengeance, just go. Like, no. Also, I want to talk quickly about something I mentioned earlier with Asta's devil talking to the devil after they just, defeated him. Interesting foreshadowing for what's to come, shall I say. You can tell he's rotten. I thought his voice was going to be more high-pitched. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little shocked when I heard him like, oh my wa moshineru. Like, yo, what you doing? But you could tell that he's rotten too. He called him a loser. And if he don't even care about his own kind, where he's like, deuces, motherfucker, get out of here. You could tell that he's rotten, and it's going to be interesting to see. I want more moving forward as we progress. I want to see more interactions, or I want to see some interaction, shall I say, between Asta and his devil. Like, if we already seen that he could talk. It's not like he's just a mute or anything like that. He's not a good guy per se. He's doing things on his own merit. In fact, when he was inside of Asta, and like, you know, Asta was losing control and shit, he ends up smacking the first Wizard King into a wall, making him not be able to use magic. So this isn't a good devil. This isn't. He's doing things for his own reason, his own purposes, similar to like Kurama in the beginning of Naruto, how he would lend Naruto chakra because I don't want to fucking die with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting more of that moving forward. Nero, loved it, amazing. The little comedic moments with Asta was awesome too, and Asta finally figures out like, holy shit, you're Nero. Yeah, boy, that's that sweet thing, Nero. But all around Black Clover anime, again, last 3 episodes, stellar. Loved it. Not perfect by far. Still think that Patri should have just died. Should have been away. And then William Vengeance goes to, you know, whatever they do with him, whatever his punishment is. But I don't really care for that at all. I'm less offended by the Julius return because, again, you will see the explanation. And I think the explanation is fair and just for the most part for the Julius stuff. But with Patri, William Vengeance, like, especially Patri, like, he should have stayed dead. Like, why are you bringing him back for? Like, nobody here you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just the one dude, that selfish bastard. Curious what you guys thought about Black Clover's wrap-up of the devil, elf invasion arc, all of that stuff. How did you feel about it? What do you think about Patri returning? What do you think about the first Wizard King going away? Again, the goodbye between the first Wizard King and Nero was probably one of the saddest points of all of this, when, you know, she wanted to go with him, and that definitely kind of had me broken up a little bit because I felt bad. She waited 500 years for this dude, all for him to go and say like, yo, watch over these people for me. So sad stuff, but all around solid. Couple of complaints, but definitely just absolutely loved Yami getting his moment, baby. Yami Sugihiro. That's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and it's that Black Clover greatness, baby. Let's go. Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace. Last time, I'ma say last time. Moving on to the future, leave the memories as a pastime. Memories always feel like the worst. Deading all the past, leave it in a hearse. Sometimes I wanna lie, but I don't. Why lie when truthfully you get caught in it? Then usually it's all off and shit, uncalled for shit. Now I'm off the shit. Maybe lately what I've been facing got me crazy. No, I can't take it. Maybe